I hope that oy. Just like looking over my settings real quick before I actually start working on this. Making sure it's live. Is it actually live? Alright. Mostly hoping that I can actually like read up with the chat. If, you know, it'll like let me see it while I'm actually drawing is my main concern. I want to be able to interact with people, you know. It's gonna suck really bad. I'm like actually the worst person ever to ever have drawn ever. There's probably a lot of effective ways to do this. I'm just like kind of really stupid. I have to go about it in contrived and very backwards ways. Because I have all the kind of like rough draft I want for this animatic, and I have to actually go back and do the work. Okay. Cool. Alright. I don't think I'm going to be coloring every single frame of this animatic, because this is way too much fucking work. Does it pop up if I look off my screen? It doesn't. That's cool. I actually don't know if this will be properly saved onto YouTube how I want it to be saved, because I'd like to have a kind of playlist of me working on animatics and just kind of chatting with people. I'm not even sure if like the audio sounds too good. I'm hoping that somebody hops in, they could let me know what they think of the audio, but I don't know. There's just a lot of things I want to be doing with this channel. I don't want to be just locked into doing animatics, obviously. I'm a relatively creative person. I'm not like the best artist or the most, you know, like adamantly focused artist. I would like to say I'm kind of like in the mid ground of I could definitely draw, and I would like to get better and create things that I like. And one of them is working on animatics for a game I am fixated on. I know a lot of people here are mostly interested in my Danger content, and I don't think I'm ever going to be touching that series again. So if anybody, you know, has any thoughts about that, that's perfectly fine. You're entitled to it. I'm just, you know, also entitled to spend my time however I'd like. being said, it's by creating art. This is actually a pretty long animatic. I don't think I've done a longer animatic with such focus of what I want drawn in a while. I'm not like an animation major or anything. I'm just kind of like a dude who's trying the best that they can, you know. Get like very minor small tips from my sister because she's actually a really cool animator. I've surrounded myself with people who are very talented, especially in an era right now where we're in where people are just very anti-creation. It feels like, you know, very anti-art. Let me get a reference of this character up to the side. It actually has to draw their face. Somebody might come in here and be like, "Why are you looping the Nubby's Number Factory soundtrack over and over again?" And I'm sorry, I just really like the soundtrack. Nubby's Number Factory is a really good game. Shout out Tony. How would I do turning to face the camera? I mean, I suppose I could just draw it and it'd be as it is, and that's perfectly fine. You know what? I'm not Pixar. I'm not Disney. So that's gonna be how it is. Hello, Phineas. Man. Actually open this in the Rio? Cool. So I can have my chat voice crack, holy crap. I can have my chat open and then I can have Mix Phineas Melodus on the side. I can draw them. Very nice. Very prideful person. Phineas Melodus. This is a animatic I've been having in my head for a bit when I listen to the song. Not Nubby's Number Factory, for context. I'm sure when it goes up on YouTube, you guys will give it a gander if you're interested. But sometimes you like listen to a song, you could imagine kind of like almost like a music video sort of deal. And that kind of kept coming to me when I was listening to this song in particular. And I'm very excited to show the finished product whenever I do sit down and finish it. one thing I really don't like about this laptop I'm using to draw is that if I erase something, sometimes it just unerases it. So you'll see me fighting with the lines a bit here and there. Um, Always has been an issue. It's better than the old issue I used to have where it would flicker completely black and have no responses at all to any input for a bit. That made working on any animatic actually hell. But yeah. I was talking about what I wanted to do in this channel. On and off. Animatics will still happen, though, you know, it'll be on things I actually care to, you know, draw for. I can't bring myself to draw something that makes me feel sour, you know? I feel like there's people who could do that, and I can appreciate them sacrificing that for themselves to be able to create content. I think that's a very powerful thing to have, to be able to like kind of bite down and keep doing your thing. But as a creative, and because I mostly use this channel for, you know, like my own sake, my own escapism, my own fun. It's like a hobby, right? I don't know. I just can't force myself to do something I'm not a fan of. So video games, I'll be playing a variety of games. I'll be probably merging my my old Shrimpcat videos into this um, channel and just moving on from there. I'm experimenting with a bunch of different editing styles and just trying to get a vibe of, you know, what I want to do with this. We had one viewer a second ago. Shout out. For anybody popping in, I appreciate you. Um, do I understand that, like, you know, popping in might be a bit of time sink, especially when you never know what the person's going to be doing, you know? New on the block to doing this sort of deal. And it's a learning curve. I feel a lot of things in life is a learning curve, and people need to be a little bit less impatient with that, you know? I feel like a lot of times people believe that if you're just not good at something right off the rip, that you should just give up. And you know, I just choose not to live my life that way. I will continue to persevere and get better at things I want to do. I'm just yammering to yammer. Would be kind of like a coming up and then turning around. Graphic here. This is much the same cut, so I'll just redraw it. A big thing I used to be a fan of when I used to do Flipnote Hatsuna, if anybody remembers that on the DSi, I think. I used to just kind of trace over my own lines so that it would wiggle a little bit. But for people who generally look at my animatics and such, even that is a bit of a difference. You know, I don't usually do that sort of stuff with my animatics. I think you could look at my old stuff and you can see how I've been improving over the years. Definitely getting really into editing it. And can I do the line properly? Hello? We are actually geniuses. All right. It went away. Don't go away. Okay. But this channel is kind of like proof to me that I can improve. Not to get sappy, but I don't know. Maybe somebody will look at this and be like, you know, if they can improve, I can improve. And take up a hobby or something, you know? I really hope that my mic, when I play this back, ain't too shabby. I'll probably also do like a gaming stream at some point, kind of get a vibe for it and see, you know, what works best, what doesn't. I've already recorded some footage for a video I'm going to be uploading sometime soon. When I'm done editing it, I'll be uploading it. I really missed my editing style from the Mime Yourself account. I really did. And I was doing some research of people who do content similar to what I was kind of aiming for. And a lot of people just kind of clip the best parts of their, you know, like their gameplay and they leave it at that. But usually when I am editing, I kind of have the idea in my head of like, okay, but that moment make you go clip that. You know what I mean? And how can you elevate that joke to be kind of like a punchline? You know what I mean? And had mixed results before when I would show my my editing style to people. Some people appreciate it, some people don't, which is perfectly fine. But I don't know. I'm hoping to do it consistently and see if people would be, you know, interested in just giving it a watch. Um, Saw somebody else pop in and then pop out. Hello. Welcome to my little stream. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's mostly like just for my own self. If the videos make me laugh, then I'm sure it'll make somebody else laugh, and that's really all there is to it. And you take a little artsy fartsy break and do some doodles on the side, because otherwise my brain kind of turns to slush. That's probably why I was kind of worried about doing an art stream, because I was like, okay, I'm mostly known for animatics, so I would do an animatic, or at least some work in progress of an animatic, but I don't want to spoil it. But then I also take breaks to doodle things because, like, I have like ADHD. I have to keep my hands moving. I gotta do something. So mm-mm. I also thought it was kind of interesting. I was talking to somebody who knew of this channel, and they knew me for my Danny's World stuff. And they were like, I didn't know you could draw people until I looked at your older stuff. And I was like, yeah, man, I primarily draw people. Like, I know I could draw a bunch of cartoons and stuff, but usually, I usually draw folk. Like this animatic thing I have here too. It's just characters, that I like. They're humanoids. Yeah. And they were just kind of a little shocked by it because I guess it's just kind of like assumptions that people make of the people they don't know. You know what I mean? Here's Mimely. Might do speed paints, not speed paint. Well, is it a speed paint still? Yeah, it probably is. Speed paint of I do art fight this year. I don't know if anybody knows I did art fight last year, and I had a lot of fun. It was my first time doing art fight, and I give it another go. Watch me like listen to it back, and then the entire time the stream is just quiet, like dead silent. A lot of the games that I like aren't just a singular genre. And I have a favorite genre of game, and that's roguelikes. But if you guys saw my my game library on Steam, it's so genuinely vast. I wouldn't even know what to start with. I do want to try other Roblox games on that platform. I won't reveal the game that I'm going to be playing, but not sure what to say. I'm not super duper into Roblox even, which is kind of surprising given all my work that I did. I gotta overhaul this guy's design, man. The hands are never ever supposed to be seen. I want to be able to draw this guy with hands. That looks fine enough. That looks like decent enough for a little dude. Put my arm back on my boy. Go in your corner. I said go in your corner, bro. Go. I think I'll wrap it up in about 10 minutes to see how the how I recorded, how I took to it. And if I like how it looks, then I might do some streams. Who knows? I love drawing Breloom from memory because every time I draw it, it just looks like a slightly different little man. I'm very smart. I'm very good at pattern recognition. There's a part where I would make a joke about, like, Editor Joji put up Breloom in the corner. Can't do that when I'm live. But he's just like a little Pokemon from Generation 3, which is my first generation I played the Pokemon. I feel like such an old man. He's kind of like a mushroom Jaraboa, but also like a boxer and a kangaroo. He's kind of honestly an icon, and I really fuck with him heavy. Honestly, one of the big design inspirations for Mimely is little Breloom over here. Breloom, Mime Jr., and Popplio, big inspirations for my boy over here. And also, Double D from Ed and Eddie was a huge inspiration. I love my boy. I love Breloom. Such a cute little guy. Alright, guys. Thank you for like the 4 people who popped in and out of the stream. Even if you guys didn't type and you guys didn't stick around too long, I really appreciate you even like clicking on my channel. And yeah, I hope to actually look this over and review it, and maybe do weekly streams, maybe take art requests on streams, who knows. And if not just art, I would like to do some gaming stuff and just get to chat up with people. But yeah, hope you guys have a really nice day.